All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Rob Sports Center. So if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming you clicked on this video for the title, whatever I'm about to speak about with Cormani McClain and whatever I'm about to speak about with Brandon Ayuk, right? So this is something I just seen. So I was just on YouTube and I just came up across something new with Cormani McClain. He's actually trending right now. So I was like, okay, I seen that, and then I seen the Brandon Ayuk, and I just got into this mindset of like, okay, this is what I'm finna come on here and portray. So this is what we're gonna talk about. Everyone who chooses to watch this video, you know, whether you're a grown up or whether you're a teenager, whether you're a kid. But my thing is this: if you're an athlete watching this video, understand one thing: you are replaceable. Whether you're an athlete watching this video, you are replaceable. Whether you are a striving broadcaster, sports broadcaster like me, you are replaceable. Look at what just happened to Skip Bayless. You know, just being fired from FS1. You know, and I'm pretty sure most people in their mind would have never thought that Skip Bayless would have been fired from FS1. Me being one of them. I think it's FS1, Fox one of them. I don't know. But look at that. I said it to say that you are replaceable. So I'm looking at Cormani McClain, right? I just seen a video trending about him from when he was in high school, and I guess they won a game. I'm not quite sure if that was like a playoff game or what, but he was waving at the other team saying bye-bye, you know, just talking noise, and the coach, you know, telling him like, don't do that, son. And just the look in his face as if the coach is talking to him, it's like he's giving off the look as if you can't tell me what to do, or you don't dictate what I do. And I seen another video from when Deion when he was at Colorado. I guess he might have had a pretty good game. So Deion was up on the middle of the thing and was like, hey, I want to call out this kid right here. He's like, I've been on his butt real hard, and I'm going to continue to because I think that he's good. You know, Deion basically, you know, complimented, let him know, I mean, I've been riding you and I'm going to keep riding you because I feel like you have that capability. And just the way he looked at Deion, like with that, like kind of with a little side-eye smirk, like, man, I know him, that dude. You know what I mean? It's almost like, it's as if he think these coaches need him. He think that these teams need him. It's a difference. These teams want you, they don't need you. The thing is this, you know, and this was something I was just thinking about too. So when you look at guys like Cormani, and you look at all these other guys that like to get on there and they like to, you know, make it as if they're bigger than the program. My thing is this: for players like Cormani and even players like Brandon Ayuk, now we're going to jump on the Ayuk situation. And I don't know personally what happened with Ayuk and the 49ers. I do not know that. I just spoke based off what I'm seeing, and this kind of just touched my soul. So this was something I want to elaborate. By the way, you know, I'm a Saints fan. So, you know, we went through our battle with our diva of a receiver, Michael Thomas. So we getting back to, and we can include him in this, right? So you look at how our league in this world, period, but this league for sure is a what have you done for me lately type of league. You see what I'm saying? So it's like with Michael Thomas. Me personally, as a Saints fan, I did not care about us releasing him because it's like, okay, all you got to stand on is the amazing season you had 1 year. That amazing season, all the good seasons you had up until that point. That's all you got to stand on. But you haven't been relevant in a good way in terms of top receivers in like what, 3-4 years? Look at who's emerged since you've been, you know, whining and crying and being a Twitter thug. Look at who's emerged. You look at the Justin Jeffersons. Look at the Jamar Chase. Look at the Amon St. Brown. Look at the Brandon Ayuk. Look at all these people who have emerged within their time. So it's like, bro, you are a ghost of the past. Nobody wants to deal with you. For one, you're an Asian receiver. For one, you're really not that good. And for two, your mindset is trash. So who wants to take on that when I can go get a younger guy that's more skilled, probably more knowledgeable, and that will be more grateful because he's trying to get into the league and make a name for himself. You're already here and you feel like, okay, once I'm here, I can't be touched or I can't be phased. Bro, every dog has his day. And you look at all these guys, like these guys I just named, Ayuk, Cormani, Michael Thomas. These guys are not like, they're not like a Tom Brady. They're not like a Patrick Mahomes. They're not like a Peyton Manning. They're not like a Drew Brees. And what do I mean by that, y'all might say? What I mean by those guys that I just named, they're greats. Yes, Patrick Mahomes already is a great. And this is why. They are the type of players that all the pieces around them can continuously change and you're still going to get the same results, right? All these other guys I just named up until this point, if the pieces around them change, they're not who we once knew them to be. You take Brandon Ayuk and put him on a whole different team outside of having the system that he works in and thrives in with the 49ers and outside of having the luxury of having McCaffrey, Debo, Kittle. So we can't just focus in on you. We put you in that situation. We might not ever hear from you the way that we heard about you. You know what I mean? So you are replaceable. And it's like getting back to Cormani McClain. You're finna find yourself, young man, in a situation where no one is gonna want to deal with you. You're gonna be one of those players that, what if? What could have been? Because from what I've seen, and if you run across this video, I got to give you a credit, man. You're a hell of an athlete. I'm not gonna even lie. From the highlights I've seen from you, I'm not taking it away from you from your skills. I'm talking to Cormani here. I'm not taking away from your skills. You are a hell of an athlete. And I think that with the right mindset, the right work ethic, and the right guidance, I think that you could have been a phenomenal athlete, most definitely NFL worthy. You know what I mean? Because if you had a coach like Prime believing so heavily in you, you got to think, Prime played at the highest level, NFL, cornerback, for years, 2 Super Bowls. So my thing is this. If you got a coach like that, I was once the kid that I felt that a coach was out to get me if he was always critiquing me, if he was always trying to, man, you need to do this. Don't do it like that. Do it like this. And I seen that he didn't do that to everybody else. In my mind, I thought that he was picking on me. He was trying to get me to quit. He was trying to break me. In a sense, it is because it's all testing your mental fortitude, because all of that correlates into being a successful athlete in terms of just overall being successful in life. But I thought that it was them picking at me. It was actually them pushing me because they seen something in me that I didn't see in myself. Same thing with Cormani. Cormani was blessed physically much more than what I was. So I know he didn't really probably have to work as hard to be as effective and as good he was, being the #1 player in the state, #1 corner in the state, and I think in the nation. He didn't have to really work. And I'm not trying to downplay his work ethic, but I would assume that based off of what I've seen from him since he's been at the next level, he never really developed a work ethic. He's like one of those guys that's just naturally gifted, and that right there carried him across. So my thing is this. We get a lot of these athletes, and me and one of my guys, where we talk all the time about this, and this is the curse of being naturally athletic, because once you're so naturally athletic, it almost becomes easy to the point to where you feel I don't have to work hard because I'm just gonna go out there and I'm a steel dog. So how much film you studying? You studying 24 hours of film? I'm gonna show you that don't matter. And you might do, because those guys hasn't developed. They got the work ethic, but they haven't got the skill and knowing how to put this together with here just yet. So you got a lot of guys like him that's dominant at the high school level and might possibly be dominant at the collegiate level, but when they get to the NFL, because of what they lacked in terms of work ethic and IQ for the game, there has been, say, 1 year out, 2 years out, 3 years out, or etc. They might be 3 years in, and some might be on a practice squad, whatever the case may be, but they never really developed that work ethic and that hunger. And when you look at a lot of these guys, like especially for Brady, for damn sure, look at Brady's come up. Nothing was ever given to him. He was never projected. Same thing with Breeze, to be that it guy. After Breeze tore his throwing arm, everybody was pretty much writing him off and saying that he was damaged goods. You know what I mean? But it's that type of doubt and that type of uncertainty is what pushed these guys to get to where they end up getting to. But kids like Cormani and these guys who's blessed physically, or you might got a guy like Ayuk who feels that I can stand on my own now, I don't need the 49ers. These are when you see them go off, they don't be nothing of what they were, because of what their whole success was, the system and where they was at. That was the whole foundation of their success. You know what I mean? But I don't want to make this video too long, man. If you get it, comment down below and let me know what you think about it, because I kind of just had to let that out. You know what I mean? I just seen it. Ayuk been trending. Obviously Cormani McClain been trending for a while, and I just got sick of seeing it, because it's just like, it's like when I see that kid, it angers me, and it's not because of just the attitude, but it's because of what he could be and how he's just really just tanking his dream. He's tanking his career, because at this point you've done Prime bad, you've done a guy that most people are rooting for bad, and now you're going to Florida and you having the same type of problems. Let me just get into this too. So I'm gonna end it after this. So Deion said that they were saying that it was a coach that came out to defend Deion after Cormani came on there and got to saying whatever he was saying. So the coach said that Deion told Cormani that, hey, if you study X amount of film, if you show up to all practices, mandatories and stuff like that on time, and I think show up to class, if you do those three, you're guaranteed a starting position, because you got the skill. I just don't think that you have the determination, the want, or the desire to be here. You're not showing me that. For whatever reason, you're kind of still reserved. And I'm not saying all of that. Everything I said up until me just making that's how I'm saying if I'm Dion. The kid didn't follow up on none of them. He didn't do at least 1 out of 3 or even 2 out of 3. And I wish 3 out of 3. He did 0 out of 3. And at that point, what more can I do for you? Because you showing me that you don't give a damn about the position that you're in. So yeah, you want to transfer. Okay, cool. You go to Florida as a recommended walk-on. So you walked away from a scholarship at Colorado. Right? And let's just say, hypothetically speaking, the NFL didn't work out. You didn't have to pay for school, and on top of you got an education, now you can go into a career. And even if you still want to be involved with football through coaching, what better way to get involved than it through Coach Prime? You see what I'm saying? You got the blueprint. And as long as Coach Prime believes that you care about it as much as you say, then he's going to go to bat for you. But if you don't, he's not going to go to bat for you, nor do I blame you. But then you're going to Florida. Now you go to a whole separate program and you're still having the same problems. You're not showing up to practice. They telling you, hey, you're not showing up to practice so consistently that they say when you don't show up to practice or you're showing up to practice late, you have to add on. So they saying he's in a weight program because he needs to bulk up. So they were saying basically what that is just extra lifting. My thing is this. How could you punish a player with extra lifting or extra anything that can help you with the game? Because that's all that what we do. The film study, the weight, all of that is to make us better on the field. So how can I punish you? And I'm not saying that in terms of the organization. I'm just saying for you to view that as punishment, that lets me know where you at in terms of what are you trying to accomplish and who you are as a man and as an athlete. So they saying that he don't give a damn if it's him. He gonna continue to show up. So let's see if he does have somewhat of a team player's attitude and say, you know what, regardless of how I feel about the coaching or regardless of how I feel about where my position is with the team, regardless of how I feel about any of that, it's bigger than me. It's about the team. It ain't about me as an individual. So when they say, okay, you know what, you miss practice or show up to practice late, the whole team suffering for that. So the whole team is going to have to do what you're doing. So now you're still going through it, and now the team is having to suffer. So that's showing your teammates that you don't give a damn about them. Hell, you really don't give a damn about yourself. And I'm sorry for my language, but that just frustrates me because I hate to see the world we live in now where the athletes is just not like where they were back in the day in terms of the focus. These athletes now are so pacified, they're so given everything without ever having to really accomplish anything that you develop those diva-like mentalities at this level. You know, at one point you had to actually get to the league to develop that mentality. Like now you getting high school guys that's thinking that they're bigger than the program. And bro, you haven't even played a full college football season. We don't know if you're going to amount to any of what you were in high school and college, especially depending on where you go. You know what I mean? So that right there just was bothering me, man. If it was at this point, what I was saying, I would just wash my hands completely with Cormani because I see that he doesn't care about the game. I can see that this kid may have some mental problems, you know, and I hope that if he does, that he's seeking out the help because like for me, I don't understand it. You know, my only understanding, like I said, could be that he's one of those kids that just was athletically gifted. They never had to really work. So once things aren't handed and given to him now, he doesn't want to do it. He's not the type of person that they said that with Mike would be on a starting offense when he's with the Bulls. And they'll go up by like, 12-20. Coach called timeout. He takes Mike and put Mike's on the second string, and Mike comes on the second string and comes back and win the game. Cormani's not that type of person. You put him in a position to where he has to fight through adversity. He folds because he doesn't know how to fight. He's so used to things being handed to him. And most of the people that he was going up against probably was so psyched out about who he was being the number one guy in the nation that they psychologically psyched themselves out before they even played him. So it makes it seem as if he's much greater than what he is. And that's not the case at all. Shout out to Shedeur Sanders, and I'm going to end it on this note. Shedeur Sanders said something that I have a lot of respect for. They was talking about upcoming teams, or they were just talking about, I guess, great teams in general. And Shedeur made a comment saying that, you know, I don't pay attention to a name of a team. I don't pay attention to the rankings of a team. I don't pay attention to the players of the team. At the end of the day, anybody can be beat. They're just normal people just like me. And I might have ad-libbed a little bit, but I can fully vouch for that. Because once you look at that and pay too much attention to that, you psychologically defeat yourself. So you're defeated well before the game even starts. You know what I mean? But that is it for this video, man. If you guys did enjoy this video, you can always leave a thumbs up. Also, but I want to know you guys' take on that in the comments in terms of the Brandon Ayuk, the Cormani McClain. Even if you're a Saints fan and you want to go in on Michael Thomas, go down, and let me know that. Or let me know another athlete that's going through something similar that y'all might want to see me cover. But that is it for this video. And like I always tell y'all in all the outros, if you haven't seen, just like the GOAT Drizzy Drake, I'm coming back to back with these videos, man. I'll see y'all in the next video.